Well, hello everybody and welcome to today's video in which I will compare one of my absolute favorite gourmand perfumes, Lira by Xerjoff, that I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with, but in case you're not, definitely check out my boyfriend's review on it. The link is going to be on the screen and down below in the description box for you. To one perfume from the brand that creates perfumes that are inspired by popular niche and designer fragrances, that is called FRAGRENZA, and they offered me a collaboration and I was curious about their perfume catalog because there were a lot of interesting offerings, but their clone or interpretation of my favorite Lira made me go, I need to compare both perfumes side by side, so that is what I'm gonna do today. Their Lira interpretation is called Limone and Vagnilia, and this is how it looks. I kind of like their packaging. It looks simple, but at the same time luxurious because of these golden nuances. And when I first read out Lira a few years ago in duty-free in Kiev, and I smelled a lot of niche fragrances there, but Lira stole my heart and I promised myself that I will get it one day, and I did. And for me that is just such a delightful and unique vanillic scent because it has that fantastic opening, what is so cool about it and what makes it such a hit in my personal opinion. But I haven't worn it for a while because I prefer to pull off my extreme gourmands when it is hot outside. I know that's so strange because normally you tend to wear something refreshing when it's hot, but yeah, I wear my extreme vanillas and Lira is one of them. So I haven't worn it for a while because we hadn't have a proper summer in Germany until today. Now I'm sweating, sorry, and wearing Lira and Limone and Vagnilia side by side. And I will tell you if there is any difference between them or they are identical. So let's get started. And when I got the bottle of this one, I just sprayed it all over. And since I haven't worn Lira for a long time, I was like, oh, they are identical. Like, this is Lira, no doubts. But today I'm wearing both perfumes on my skin side by side, and I would say, if you don't have an advanced nose, if you don't own Lira and love it, you'll probably say that these perfumes are the same. They smell the same and they smell very, very similar indeed. But the opening is probably the only part in which they differ. So Lira has that gorgeous note of blood orange in the top, as well as bergamot and lavender. Now lavender is super sweet and so are the citruses. They are very, very sweet, but at the same time you can identify the original character. And in here we have lemon as a top note. So the idea is the same. It is also very sweet, just as the citrusy part is in Lira. But if you have an advanced nose or you're very familiar with the Lira or you test both perfumes side by side, you can tell that in here the lemony part comes from lemon and in here it comes from orange. But the idea is so similar and the effect that you get is so similar because both citruses are very perfumey. They don't really smell like real citruses, they smell like perfumey citruses, and I like that, and they're also super sweet. And then the longer Limone and Vagnilia sits on your skin, the more vanilla shows its real face. And both perfumes are very, very sweet. They are super vanillic and I like their effect because both perfumes are compliment getters. Every time I wear one of them, I'm bombed with compliments and I love that. I love to hear great feedback about the way I smell. Now in the dry down there is also a little bit of a difference because Lira has that note of caramel that makes it a little bit sticky sweet, but also it reminds me of hot, slightly spicy and very sweet cup of milk. And there is some sort of caramel syrup or something like that. When in here, the focus is still on vanilla, and I like that both perfumes are so similar, but at the same time there is uniqueness in each of them, and the overall impression is very similar. And I would say that if you can't purchase Lira for some reason, for example, this 30 ml bottle was like 80 euros or something, I purchased it online, and I believe for a full bottle you'll pay over 200 euros if I'm not wrong. And this 60 ml bottle for the perfume Lira cologne retails for 61 euros, so there is a decent price difference in them, but the quality is the same, the compliments are the same, and the performance and longevity is equally good. So it's up to you what you want. I just wanted to tell you the differences and the similarities of them, and you can decide what you want. Overall, I would say that this is a gorgeous interpretation of Lira, and I do wear them together and separate, and it always depends on my mood and what I'm going for. So if you have any questions about Limone y Vagnilia or Lira, or how they compare to each other, I try to be informative, but you know, if you have any questions and you would like to ask me, I'd like to answer, so feel free to comment, and I'm always excited about your feedback. Now, I would love to move on to Rivelare or Rivelare, the original release of Fragrenza. And when I first tried it, I was like, huh, that's not really me. But the longer I wore it and the more compliments I got, the more I loved it. So Rivelare is a representation of Italian vacation for me personally. It is a citrusy cocktail with a lot of sweet and really fruity juice in there, crushed sugar, ice, and minty decoration, which is very important because it is not only aromatic and pleasant to look at, but also tastes very refreshing, and that is the overall impression and effect of this perfume. It is citrusy, at the same time it is sweet, but it doesn't smell like candied sugary things, citruses like in Lira or Limone y Vagnilia. It has more of a fresh vibe and Mediterranean atmosphere, so I can totally see some lady or gentleman wearing this perfume at dinner, enjoying sunset and delicious, maybe even alcoholic cocktails. There is not a lot of boozy vibe going on in here, but at the same time it definitely smells like cocktails. Cocktails that you drink in the summertime, cocktails that you can enjoy in the beach when you are having a vacation, or maybe by the pool where you go to the party with your colleagues after work, or just on your weekend. This is a very easygoing perfume, and even though I didn't fall in love with it right at first sniff, the compliments really did it. Because I find that it is so cool to please people around you, not only yourself. Sometimes it is very interesting how a lot of people react the same to the same perfume. So I would say that if you are a citrusy, fresh, but at the same time sweet scent kind of person, then I definitely recommend you to check out this perfume, because it doesn't remind me of any other fragrance that I've tried, and it is very unisex in my opinion. And every time, like literally every time I wear it, people say, "You smell amazing, what is your perfume?" It's so good. And the best thing is, it is long lasting, but it is not annoying, which I like. It really melts into your skin scent, and it doesn't have that very realistic citrusy smell, nor it smells of toothpaste whatsoever. It smells perfumey, and it does smell sunny and like vacation, and very Italian, with that Italian sense of humor and charm. And I would say, if you want something easygoing, something that won't lean into that clean or very realistic, scratchy, citrusy direction, then Rivelare. Rivelare is the fragrance that is impossible not to enjoy. But yeah, those were my overall impressions of Fragrenza perfumes. I'm very satisfied with them. I also got another perfume, their interpretation of popular perfume Dahlia, so if you would like to see it soon, give it thumbs up. like this video, and I would say that Fragranza creates very compliment getting fragrances. So if you want a lot of compliments and not spend a fortune on your perfume, get their perfumes, and I'm excited about their other offerings. So if you found this video entertaining and helpful, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and stay tuned. Smell good. We'll see each other soon, really soon. Bye guys.